What's up, YouTube? This is Jurabek. This is my first video, so please forgive me if it's not edited well or if it's not made well. But the reason I'm making this video, it's gonna be so. This is gonna be more of a documentation purposes or like a journal, if you would say. So recently, I've moved to Vietnam, and the reason I moved here was because I really want to study IT, like AWS and DevOps. And so I was like, you know what? I was watching these reels on Instagram, right? And then these people are saying, like, why don't you, like, record whatever you're doing as a journey? So, or like a documentation for yourself, so later you can always go back and rewatch it, or where you're going, sort of thing. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I give it a go? So, what the hell I was doing before I started this? So I worked as a truck driver about 4 years, I would say, in US, and it was kind of upside down. It was just all over the place, and at the beginning it was very good, but then the COVID happened, and it really blew up. Like a lot of people were making ridiculous amount of money during the COVID, and then so I made a lot of money, and then I used it like a retard. I just start spending that money all over the place, like there's no tomorrow. So I didn't save enough money, or I wasn't managing the business properly, right? Because I was like, oh, I always gonna make that kind of money. So next thing, what do you know? My engine blew up, so I don't have enough money to fix the engine. And then on top of that, there's some few other things happen within the business. There was like a lawsuit that I cannot really necessarily talk about. But anyways, so me thinking very short-sightedly, uh, I screwed myself up pretty much. Then it took me another year and a half to get out of that shithole. And then I got so exhausted, and I was just like, your health is just depleting. I mean, if you can see, I used to be a college football player. I mean, now this big ass stomach, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, fuck it, let me do something else. So then I did a little bit of research. I was like, hey, you know what? Like, why don't I, save enough money to come to Vietnam? Vietnam is very cheap. The rent is like what, $500 a month. Food is another $1,000 if you really want to, like, go out to eat and stuff like that. It's very cheap. Within less than $10 a day, you can eat pretty good. But if you want to like eat out, like I like to do, like go to different places, then you about $20 max, very max $20. No more than that a day you can spend here. So I was like, well, good. So let me, like, save 6 months of what might cost me to live here, and then I'll come and study the DevOps, AWS, and I signed up to one of the institutes in I think it's in North Virginia that teaches IT. So I said, you know what, I'll give it a try. I did do the same course before. It was like a 6 month to 8 month course. But while I was driving a truck, it was a nightmare because it's really hard because you already working like what, 16 hours give or take a day, and then on top of that you have to like study every other day. There's 3 hours of studying, right? And then on top of that they want you to practice for another 3 hours. So that adds up. On top of that, you really don't want to study when you're driving, and you know what I mean. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna take a break. My body's went to shit, health problems. And I said I'm gonna come to Vietnam, take a rest, go to gym, eat clean, and study. That's just solely my purpose. Just do those three things. Working out, gym, I'm still figuring out. I went there twice. I already paid like 3 months ahead because you're supposed to kind of pay. I mean, you can pay monthly, I guess, but if you pay 3 months, it's a little bit cheaper. So I paid, and I you know, I haven't gone more than twice, but I'll get there. Food is very clean. No, there is not a lot of processed food here in Vietnam, so you can even eat their fast food and you don't feel bloated and nothing like that. And I've lost some weight and I've been here, what, 2 weeks now. So, with that being said, what I'm gonna probably do is I'm gonna majority of things I'm gonna do is gonna be I'm gonna record videos of how I'm starting IT, and also I would like to kind of maybe stay here. Or about 6 months ago, I went to visit Thailand in Phuket, and it was amazing. I mean, just amazing, amazing place, the environment, the people. So I was like, man, I wanna either stay here in Vietnam or go to Phuket or Japan. That would be like preferably what I want to do with IT, and then probably get like a remote job. If not, I can always go back to United States. That's where I'm from North California, Sacramento area. So I was like, if I could do that, like if you make about $2,000 to $4,000 a month to begin here, you live in very good. I mean, you live in upper middle class, inclining towards like higher class. Um, if you're making 5,000 and anything above 5,000, you're really living good here. So we have I've met like a lot of foreigners, a lot of people. Like there's few people, not a lot. There's one guy from South America. There's one guy from South Africa. There's Canadian guy. There's American, British people. They all kind of live here or in Phuket. They have their own way of making money. So also what I'm gonna do is with this, since the IT stuff's gonna take time, to get a job, especially how after COVID they just all these boot camp guys, like who take 1 month, 2 months to really learn the absolute basics to get a job. Those guys are getting kicked out. They're getting fired. Why? Because like the companies who are paying such a high salaries, they want more. So now the filtering process have risen a lot when it comes to IT, right? And they and I wouldn't blame them. I mean, if I'm paying you $100,000 and more a year, I would expect you to know how to do quite a bit of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I would expect you to know how to use Docker, how to use, I don't know, pipelines, and how to code or find, debug, so on and so forth, how to use a Terraform, how to deploy and destroy things on through Terraform without going into the Azure cloud or AWS cloud. So, with that being said, that's what I want to do. Now, why I even want to do IT? Well, yes, it's remote job for sure, and it's gonna be much easier if you want to live through your laptop, right? But that's just the ideal thing. That is that a reality? I don't know. I don't know if you can live. I'm sure there are some people who make a lot of money through their laptop working remotely. Is that gonna be me? I don't know at the beginning. I have no clue when it comes to business of IT, right? Like there's a side where like what to do, and like how to script, how to um, work on Linux, right? Which is funny. That's what I'm learning right now, Linux and Python. That's there's that aspect of business, and there also there's an aspect of um, how things work, like in trucking business. You at the beginning you might come in and say, hey, I want to work locally, I want to be home every day, and you get your CDL, and then you go to get a job, and then the big companies, they say, no, like you don't have experience, we only put experienced guys in local positions, right? And you have to go work over the road, meaning going all over United States for about year or two, so you gain some experience, then you can come and you can get a job remotely, right? That at least that's how it was when I was doing trucking. Now, since they're saying, I am not sure, but since they're saying there are shortage of truck drivers or just workers in general, that's not the case anymore. But is that what it is? I don't know. But what I'm trying to say is they're the rule unwritten rules of every business, like this is not gonna be a cakewalk. I know that for sure. There is like Alex Hermosi, I watch him a lot, and he says, there's like, there's like a you go uninformed enthusiasm, right? And then you go and then you become like a pessimist once you figure out like it's way harder than you think it was. And then if you keep going, then you're gonna be a informed enthusiast, like. But if you're not, then you're just gonna just recycle the same thing over and over in year after year. So I'm expecting it to be difficult, which is okay. That's fine. I mean, I don't think this is gonna be more difficult than trucking. Now, I'm not downgrading it by all means. It's really hard. I'm learning right now, but what I'm saying is, in trucking, we used to sleep 4 hours, 2 hours a night, and then work 18 hours a day. Truck driving, like you are pushing 80,000 or 20 tons. Um, and you were doing it like the year and a half before I came to Vietnam. I was literally on the road working for a year and a half. I went home once in a year and a half, and I was working truck driving like 14 hours minimum every day. So I'm saying, dude, like if I can put half of that hours here, I can learn this. You know what I mean? Now, am I gonna be as good or as good as other guys who are in this field? I don't know. So far, do I love it? Absolutely. Especially, I'm very enthusiastic when it comes to AI and satellites. I really want to learn satellites. I want to learn AI. I want to learn algorithms, right? And I want to kind of become a specialist at that one field, you know. But anyway, so what I'm gonna do with all these videos is I'm gonna kind of document and say, okay, well, today I started my IT journey, and also I want to find a job that pays $2,000 or more a month, right? So this is how I did it, and this is how I did it, right? So I'm gonna start documenting. So if anybody in the future would like to come to like Asia, or like China is becoming a big thing now. A lot of Americans are moving to China, right? Because the living cost is way cheaper than America, and then you can get a good 30,000 to 40,000 dollar job, which equivalents to $100,000 salary in United States. So I'm gonna do that, and I hope you guys find the content I'm gonna put useful, right? This is gonna be more dedicated for people who are like, okay, I'm tired of living in the United States. I know I'm smart. I know I can go and get a job online or do something where I can live in Vietnam or Venezuela or Brazil or I don't know, Colombia or Italy, Greece, somewhere a little bit cheaper, and I can make the same United States salary even being here, or even maybe a little bit lower, but it's okay because like they call it geopolitical arbitrage or something. I don't know, but like it's basically saying you make a lot higher money living in a cheaper place, so that puts you in like higher position socially, right? So if that's what you're interested in, that's what you want to do, I can definitely help you out, I guess. Or you can kind of, I'm just starting too, I don't know shit. There was a very good couple, I forgot their names, but they came here through visa. I did not know how to do a visa for Vietnam. So I was trying to hire some companies to do it, and they were charging just anywhere between 120 to $300. And they said, dude, you can do that for $30 or $40 yourself. I'm like, how do I do it? This is how you do it. And they showed it to me, and I found them through YouTube. So I hope I can help somebody. It will be amazing if I can. Now, bear with me. I have never done social media in my life. So I am not that good at responding or editing or so on and so forth. But once I get better at it, I will definitely try to help you guys out if I can. And also, please, if you already in this field, right? You already have went through what I'm going through. Please comment, because I would love to hear you out. Maybe we can get on a Zoom call and record a call and then post it online, so like people can get some information that will be very useful. I mean, if you already lived through it, share the knowledge with us. We want to live through it too. I mean, we don't want to live through it, so like give us the knowledge. But maybe we can find like a group of IT people that we can be friends. Maybe we can have few friends in Korea, Japan, Taiwan, which I already have like a lot of friends here, like in Vietnam, Thailand. I have few friends. I have few friends in Taiwan, and so on and so forth. So it will be really amazing, and you don't have to do IT. That's the cool part. Like you say, hey, maybe I might be interested into just moving to live somewhere else and do something else other than IT. Hey, this is what I did. Tell us, maybe get on the call with me. We'll share each other's opinions and like knowledge that we learned. So it might be useful for somebody, right? So yes, my next video is probably gonna be mostly, well, not probably, it is going to be mostly related to IT and finding the remote jobs. That's what I'm gonna focus on, and that's what I'm gonna do. And then on top of that, since I am overweight and I'm gonna lose weight, you know what I mean? So I might kind of like post some stuff, kind of say, hey, like this is kind of what helped me to lose weight, and what are the things that I might have, should have done, could have done to get a better result. I think health is always important. And then if anybody, like I said, I don't want to teach anyone anything because I don't want to insult your intelligence. So if you have time and you're listening to this somehow, some way, YouTube algorithm, I don't know how it works, and like, dude, I know something that you can do that's gonna benefit you better than what you're doing right now, please tell me. Please tell me so I can do it. I think there are a lot of people who are very knowledgeable, very smart, and they have went through it. They just don't like posting it about it. So I would like to know, and hopefully I can learn some things. I know I can learn some things from you. So man, this video have went on way longer than I thought it will. So thank you for listening. If you're still here somehow, some way, and then I hope to talk to you soon. And yeah, let's start this journey and see where we can get, what kind of hiccups we're gonna have, how we're gonna overcome it. Like today, I was trying to install this operating system called Mint Linux or something like that. Anyways, man, it took me so much because it's just the simple installation process took me so much, because I do have a very good computer. I have like a gaming laptop, so the and usually Linux is very light OS, right? So it should have no problem. But there are some technical things that you have to still know to make sure your Linux runs properly. If you don't calibrate it properly, your Linux doesn't run, or it doesn't run properly. So I was like, man, damn. So I figured it out, and then I was like, okay, this is not that as hard as I thought it was. So what I'm gonna probably do is I'm gonna screen record it, and then I'm gonna post it saying, okay, this is how I got to install it, and maybe that might be helpful for anybody who wants to install Linux. And then in the future, like, I'm gonna probably start recording like simple stuff like, hey, today I learned basic commands foundations, like mkdir, which is make directory, right? Or cp, which means copy, mv means move, ls list, listing, and then how to link files, right? Or how to create different repositories and files within one command, like things like that. I'm really learning and enjoying this thing. Like I don't know, it's just right now my enthusiasm is like right here, right? Everything about IT is so exciting to me right now. So, and but yeah, and there's some other things I do, but those are the things I don't want to really talk about right now, to make money, because I don't think I don't think I have a proof, right? And without a proof of concept, it's really silly to talk about things, right? And then, like, who the hell are you, But with this video, with this channel, I'm not trying to teach anyone anything, and that's the best part. That's why I'm like chilling, you know what I mean? Because I'm not trying to teach you anything. I am trying to basically say, hey, this is what I'm doing. If this was informational for you, or this was something that you learned something from it, great. But if you know something even better, please talk to me. Please tell me, hey dude, like, Jura, this things you could do this, it will be faster and better. So I guess that's the first video. Goodness gracious, 20 minutes I yapped here. So thank you guys. I hope to talk to you guys soon again, and then I'll keep you posted. Thank you. You guys have a good day. Be safe. And then if you live in like northern side of United States, or in the world where it's snowing and stuff, please be careful. I've seen some crazy ass stuff like going on Facebook, especially on Minnesota or Minneapolis. They had like over 100 cars crashed, which is nothing new for a truck driver, but like, that's holy shit. So anyways, I'm gonna go to a completely different topic right now, and I'm gonna be talking about something else for another 10 minutes, so I don't want to do that. Thank you so much, guys, and then hopefully I will talk to you soon. Bye.